I was wrong when I thought there was nothing good in my life. First, I wanted to tell you about Becky. She saw this woman sitting across the street in this really rundown, really poor apartment building. It was a really poor area. She had 6 kids running around her feet, and she felt this urging to walk across the street and ask this woman to church. And she was really nervous, so she didn't go across the street, and she was putting it off, and she still felt this need to walk across the street and ask her to church. And finally she just felt this urgency. You need to go now, you need to ask this woman to church. So she went over and asked her to church, and the woman immediately said, yes, I'll go with you. And she went on Sunday, and she's been in church ever since. And that woman was my mother. I was 5 years old at the time, and it was about that exact time that abuse had started in my life. And I wasn't protected from that abuse, but God did come and He protected my heart and my spirit. God didn't forget about me, He came for me. And as I grew into a teenager, I was very shy, excruciatingly shy. And anytime somebody would speak to me, I would get so nervous, and my face would go red, and tears would come to my eyes, and I just couldn't speak. And I think I was hiding from shame or embarrassment of what had happened to me. And going into an adult, I felt this anger and this root of bitterness begin. I was so angry. I was crying out to God, why? Why, God, is there nothing good in my life? I was so poor. We missed so many meals, and abuse had begun in my life, and I was so shy as a teenager I couldn't speak. Why, God, why is there nothing good in my life? This summer, when I turned 23, my grandmother passed away. It's my only grandparent I'd ever known. And a couple months later, my dad, very, very unexpectedly, also passed away. It's a little over a year later that my brother passed away as well, very unexpectedly. And a couple months after that, I was laying in bed. It was a Sunday morning. I just felt this quiet voice in my spirit say, Casey, it's time to come back now. I jumped out of bed and I ran to church. Nothing had changed in my circumstances from the day before. I was still surrounded by death and anger and bitterness. I knew that day that God loved me when I woke up that morning. I knew I had the love of the Lord because He created me. So I prayed every day after that. I prayed that He would take the bitterness and the anger out of my life and fill my life with joy and happiness. He has completely restored my soul. He's completely restored me. I was wrong when I thought there was nothing good in my life.